First person view of Hydra, trying to micro around with sneaky Zerglings to get by and snipe some drones, but was not successful in doing so, and he has no more Zerglings on the way yet. Falling back for the defense again, and this is going to be a big attack of the front from Hyvaa. He's going to bring everything into this front, and what he needs to do is snipe the spore colonies with the Zerglings. He's going to try to sneak in to do that. Easier said than done now that there are 2 spore colonies. It's going to be way complicated, super complicated. I don't think that Hyvaa, he does have the mutas out, and that'll help a lot with this attack. But the mutas just can't get close enough to anything to really cause any damage. They'll be able to snipe some Zerglings, some of Hydra's Zerglings that try to protect the spore colonies, but that's about it. So okay, mutas position themselves in the little area between the 2 bases. Could have probably just hung out there for a while, but for some reason Hyvaa has just fallen back. Regrouping in the middle of the map. He definitely wants to be able to defend against any harassment from Hydra, which seems that it is. There is going to be some harassment soon because the Zergling's moving up. And let's see if there were. I'm wondering if there will be any Zerglings left to protect the spore colonies for Hydra, since he's moved out with so many already. I'd say he's probably kept some at home. Yeah, he's got some Zerglings at home. The reinforcements falling back for the defense, seeing the Zerglings, so Hydra's going to be okay for the defense for now. And he's moving up with his own Zerglings, going to try to snake by mutas from Hyvaa, doing their best to curb this harassment. But here come the Zerglings sneaking by, going to try to pick off drones. Yeah, the sunken colony inside the main is going to definitely come in handy. Not before 1 or 2 drones were sniped inside that main. I'm not sure if it was 1 or 2. But either way, not a whole lot of drones left in that main for Hyvaa. So, Zergling's moving out again. And let's see what the defense is like for Hydra. I'm going to take a look at that natural expansion again and see if he's put down in a static defense at this point. Beyond the spores, no, he has nothing except for the spores. There comes Hydra again, a bunch of Zerglings moving up, and Hyvaa sees this as an opportunity to run in with his own Zerglings and try to kill these spore colonies. He's getting closer and closer, with the Sim City being a bit too much for him to handle. I don't think he was completely paying attention, but he's moving in the main now. Moving inside the main, but mutas have popped for Hydra now. And now Hydra is going to try to work on getting enough mutas to compete with the other mutas. And getting up Scourge too to help out with that, some Scourge traps. With the spore colonies, he's okay on the defense. If he wants to defend his mutas, all he's got to do is stay next to one of his hatcheries, because they're surrounded by spore colonies. Hyvaa has not had the minerals to invest in something like that yet, though. Not a whole lot of drones at all for Hyvaa. Most of his drones are at his natural expansion, so he's probably going to have to drone back up a little bit more, and maybe put down another hatchery for the mutas. So you see a couple Scourge in the air now for Hyvaa. He's playing defensively. You can tell when a Zerg player is playing defensively in a ZVZ because they just go back and forth with their mutas. They want something to do with their micro, their APM. They want to keep that APM up. Got to do something, so they just fly back and forth with the mutas, which is actually probably a good idea. You got to keep that hand warm, get ready to do some epic muta micro. Muta micro is not that easy to do. I mean, anyone can basically do it, but when your feet are to the fire and you're fighting another grouping of mutas that are microing against you, very, very difficult. So you gotta keep warm, and it makes it sound like, oh god, like you're in a cabin in the woods in the wintertime. But here come the mutas chasing down Hydra. The Hydra coming in with the Scourge trap. Scourge coming out of nowhere, but chasing down the mutas. And Hydra sent in a few Zerglings of his own to snipe drones during this whole engagement. So it was kind of a close call for both. So Hyvaa's coming back. Hydra, oh god, Hydra is coming back to get away from the Scourge before he loses any mutas to that. Okay, Hyvaa's still on the defense. The bit cavalier from Hydra. He had those Scourge coming, and that's kind of what he was counting on, that big surprise Scourge attack. Didn't quite work out the way he'd planned, though. Okay, another creep colony for Hyvaa. He wants to focus just on the mutas at this point, and that's why he's going to build the sunken at the natural. So he doesn't have to worry about the freaking Zerglings running by or harassing his natural expansion again. This is almost a direct reaction to what just happened when Hydra came in and sniped those drones at the natural. Hyva's like, okay, can't let that happen again, so let's get a sunken colony here. Alright, now I can stick to just mutas. And now he feels safer and more confident, moving out into the middle, trying to get lucky and land those Scourge on Hydra as he moves up. But not running into Hydra yet. He knows where he is now. Oh my god, Scourge. Huge fleet of Scourge. Backing off for now, so Hydra is going to have some really good anti-Scourge micro in the next engagement. He has one Scourge of his own, a couple Scourge just scouting around. Scouting a bit. Scourge killing Scourge. Scourge on Scourge crime is just, it's just a plague, man. Plague, another Zerg term for that. It's a blight on society, there we go. Scourge on Scourge. I don't know what I was going for there. I'm going crazy. So, I think we're going to see a pretty defensive ZVZ for a while, because Hyvaa has no reason to attack Hydra because of the spore colonies. Spore colonies very much intact. They're going to keep Hyvaa away for a while. Hyvaa's gone primarily for Scourge, I see. He's just waiting to get a nice Scourge trap on Hydra. He's kind of waiting for Hydra to fall into his trap. And Hydra is probably doing the same, which is why we're going to see a defensive ZVZ for a while. At least until one of the guys feels confident enough in their muta count to move out and attack. Hydra will probably be the one to do that just because of the spore colonies he has. He's going to feel pretty safe against anti-muta, anti-air at his natural expansion and his main, since he has 2 spore colonies at each. So he'll probably be the first one to move out unless Hyvaa feels super cavalier, super confident in that huge Scourge army. Because he does have a hell of a lot of Scourge. If he should land every single one of these, yeah, the observer's pointing it out right now, in fact. If he should land them all, that'll give him a major advantage, and he'll be able to snipe the spore colonies without being contested at all by Hydra. So far, neither looks like they're moving out. Well, Hydra's moving out a bit. He has 2 control groups of mutas now, just kind of flying back and forth looking for units to snipe while he's waiting for an upgrade. We got +1 attack for Hydra and +1 carapace, I think, for Hydra. For Hyvaa. My brain. I mean, I was tired today anyway, and when neither player wants to attack, tried to do the whistle there from the snore. Didn't work. I gotta work on my cartoonish sound effects. We do a third base being plopped down by Hydra. So Hydra, and this is being scouted actually by Hyvaa. So Hyvaa is going to see the third base, is going to panic internally. And he knows he has to do something about it, so he's moving out. Moving out now, the huge fleet of Scourge. This is what Hydra was kind of waiting for, I think. He's not going to be able to keep this third base, because that's a lot of freaking mutas. So now we're finally going to see an engagement, I think, because Muta's trying to kill this base, and Hydra has to defend. And all those Scourge coming in, this could actually be pretty crazy. But Bale was sniped, not even cancelled, so Hydra didn't even get close to protecting that base, and now Hyvaa's going back home, it looks like. Yeah, we've done our part, guys, let's go home. That's a pretty big loss for Hydra, losing the base like that. Oh, a bunch of Hydra's Scourge just got taken down. All of Hyva's Scourge moved in, but I'm not sure if they landed on a bunch of mutas or just one muta, because that was a bunch of Scourge, and they just all evaporated at once, so it could have just been 1 or 2 mutas that went down. But now the mutas attacking one another. Let's see, I think that Hydra definitely has the advantage over Hyvaa, chasing Hyvaa all the way back. No mutas left. So just immediately GG. So Hydra takes it, meaning we're going to move on to another round of 3. So okay, Group C tiebreaker round 2 coming up.